hectic week, so it's time to reflect on what happened. Unfortunately, I've learned a terrible reality about Harry. Although he never appeared happier than at the Invictus Games, we already know the sorrow that lies behind those cheery pictures. The poor prince's anguish is real, as evidenced by Meghan's escape from her oppressive existence in Los Angeles. Hello to everybody. Welcome back to our Kate Middleton and the Queen News YouTube channel. I hope you are enjoying your weekend. First of all, I'd want to express my gratitude to everyone who has been posting comments. Next, I'd like to discuss a couple of the remarks that you guys made in our most recent film, Meghan's Payback Time. I want to start by sharing Ganymede's top remark. It's high time Megs understood how her actions affect other people. Meg shouldn't be permitted to use the victim card to get away with mistreating others who she alleges insulted her. That is dishonest and unreliable. She sounds like the definition of a filthy person. Oh sure, calling someone a nasty person is a bit of an understatement and euphemism. But Ganymede, I couldn't agree more. I think Aquarius has a great idea for the title of Meghan Markle's memoir. Aquarius says that it should be called Recollections May Vary because she wouldn't know what the truth actually looks like. Meghan Markle needs to learn what the Golden Rule is all about: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is obvious that nobody ever taught her that one because she goes around treating other people like crap and then expects to be treated like a queen. Since Megs is likely to borrow your concept if she sees this remark, I don't think there is a more fitting title for her book. Phyllis Paxton also thinks it is impossible for Megs to get any more resentful than she already is. I want for you to receive what is owed to you one day and that you enjoy your karma in its whole. Opening activity. I agree with the next user that writing a book about her time in the royal family won't work because of how vengeful she is. Good luck to whoever decides to publish her life. As for Infectious Games, she is unaware that the veterans don't want her there because her narcissism won't allow her to see it because she is above everyone. Isn't it amazing how karma can be a little slow sometimes, but she's coming. The next remark focuses more on how the royal family has handled the horrific duo. According to Alex Hayden, the firm's poor handling of the Markle debacle, particularly its wrangling over the issue of legal heirs, is disheartening. These folks are not what a functioning monarchy needs. You and I both agree. The firm occasionally has a tendency to undervalue the true hazard of heart gels, in my opinion. Kaylun's remark: she very much pulled the words out of my mouth, which is why I appreciated it so much. How many times, asks Kate, can she provide her side of the story? After 18 months and 72 engagements, we now know it. In Finding Freedom, the Oprah Winfrey interview, and the deleted magazine piece, you stated this. Harry spoke with brevity. You should review it right now. Please put a stop to it. The issue is more that we don't care than that we don't know your side of anything. You've exhausted your lemon squeeze. Kate, I have absolutely nothing else to say. This statement was flawless. It appears that Flatworm is enthusiastic about Meghan's novel. According to her, reading her book is comparable to reading a roll of toilet paper. Reading her book would be like reading a roll of used loo paper, is all I have to say. Then Dizzy adds something quite insightful. What is she repaying? Asks the Dizzy chef. She hasn't been harmed by anyone, instead, she has caused terrible harm to others. She is the feminist's lamest defense for using males. She's the last person I'd want to become friends with, and it's clear that we're not the only ones. Just take a look at how many friends she has. I mean, perhaps Marcus Anderson, although in all honesty, I believe he is taking advantage of her just as much as she is. Another excellent title for Elena Perez's book is All the Falsehoods I Told About the Royals. Iodine Shannon says the title of the book should be In and Out, as a reflection of the 5 minutes she spent in the royal family, or From Pinnacle to the Pits, A Narcissus Guide to Stupidity. Now both of those are pretty good suggestions, but I think my favorite is I don't know why she's even bothering with writing this book. Nobody's going to buy it. I'm actually enjoying this game of coming up with possible titles. Letters to cease and desist are issued in response to harassment, slander, etc. I believe they could pursue that course of action if they so desired, but are they really required to? If the royal family sent her a letter in that manner, it would, in my opinion, reflect poorly on them because it would give the impression that she was going to write anything accurate about them, and we all know she's not correct. Back to the updates for today, and thanks for your comments. This week, I spent a significant amount of time on Invictus Games mode. I've been knee-deep in the never-ending flow of photos and videos and social media posts coming out of Dusseldorf as this year's sporting event plays out to full stadiums and roaring crowds, but there is something a little bit depressing about going through the approximately 1,000 new photos of Harry looking happy in the German sunshine along with Meghan Markle there beside him, and the photos that Harry I see seems to be somebody who really does care, but at the same time I just wonder how he has messed up his life so much. How could he have been so stupid? Because on the one hand we see a man who really believes in charity, a man who created something that is amazing, an event that has changed and is going to continue to change an untold number of lives. Here we see the best possible version of Harry, and sure, there is a lot that we could say about Harry, but let's not mince words here. At moments like this he really does shine, but this is also the same guy who managed to mess up his life in such an amazing way that now he can only afford to devote a portion of it to the very thing he is good at, and which actually seems to make him happy. For me, the most tragic thing about looking at all these pictures is that I know that this is only a brief respite from the life that Harry is living in California, a life that is not nearly as joyous as this one. By leaving the UK and moving close to Hollywood, they managed to really shoot themselves in the foot, costing millions of dollars. Sure, Harry can now smoke with impunity, but they really shot themselves in the foot. Harry became like us in that he had to wake up every day and work in order to put food on the table and pay his mortgage for the last 2 years. Harry had to learn to accept something he had never experienced before, a job. Harry collaborated with ghostwriter J.R. Moringer to produce Spare, which was naturally his 400-plus page memoir. Moringer detailed this process in The New Yorker, claiming that we texted round the clock when we weren't Zooming or making calls. Harry has also contributed to 3 documentaries with a combined runtime of more than 11 hours. Along the way, he has even suggested that perhaps he wants to interview Donald Trump or Vladimir Putin about their emotional trauma as children. We must take into account how many planning meetings, catch-ups, whips, and ideation sessions this has required. The point I'm trying to make is that Harry has a lot more on his plate than some people understand. It doesn't matter if Harry is particularly excellent at charity work, he is highly competent and adept at it. All of this would have necessitated the argument I'm trying to make. It's not like he can just get up and spend the rest of the day thinking about how to make the world a better place at this stage in his life due to the circumstances.